Greetings everyone and welcome to BrickCats. Today I'm doing something a little different and making a short video on one of my own creations, this Nebulon B scaled to the Profundity and the UCS Star Destroyer. In canon, the Nebulon B is 300 meters long, so compared to the 1200 meters of the Profundity, this meant a ratio of 1 to 4, or about 25 studs. Here's my little stud ruler, and again, a little bit difficult to see because of the camera angle, so I got this just about 25.5 studs, or maybe 26, which I think is close enough for my purposes. Making my own models is not something I am good at, or even particularly enjoy, but in the end I'm pretty happy with the end result on this. I wanted to minimize the number of pieces I had to buy, and with relying on my own admittedly large inventory of spare parts, I only ended up having to place one bricklink order, and that was mostly for these blades. So here's a quick tour of things that I was pretty happy about in this model, and the first was using this train track piece for the spine. I wanted one long solid piece, or a very solid spine obviously, as this is very important to both the structural stability of the model and the model's appearance. My initial concepts used a 1x15 Technic lift arm, but that proved too difficult to integrate into the system pieces at either end for me, at least keeping within the dimensions of the ship, and after that I tried it out with long plates. The plates were kind of ugly though, and I didn't want to tile over the top to cover up the studs, so I think the track surface adds some nice kind of pseudo-greebling, and even if it's not strictly accurate, it also has the bonus of being a solid piece, so it's very strong. And unfortunately, the downside is that since the track only connects on the bottom, there is a little bit of instability, especially here at the front, if I can flex this a little bit, but overall it's not too bad. I was also pretty happy I was able to get the red stripe included, and that's using a inverted bracket. And I discovered that this 1x2 by 1x2 inverted bracket does not come in dark red, which would have been the better color, but alas, we are at the mercy of LEGO's piece inventory. The shape of the rear section is certainly not perfect, but it's a reasonable approximation in my opinion, and these blades were a bit too long for the fins, but I tried to find a shorter one, but was not able to, so at this point I'm probably not going to change it, but if you do know of a shorter blade with the same shape and a bar connection, please let me know. And the engines on the back section I represented with the 1x1 white round plates. I wasn't able to get the pattern exactly right. This row of 4 should be split a little more in the middle, 2 and 2, but for expediency I used this 1x2, 1x4 bracket piece to make that row. And adding anything else back here would have really screwed up the overall proportions, so I did, in the end, stop trying to let the perfect be the enemy of the good there. Moving to the front, I tried to include as many colors as I could. I didn't have the 1x1 round brick in sand green, so I used 2 cones here, and I also fit in the tan and the black sections for the uneven kind of pod shapes in the front. I put an oversized but recognizable window for the medical bay, and another pretty awesome thing is that 300 meters and 25 studs comes out to about 12 meters per stud, and the Millennium Falcon is about 35 meters long in canon. So that means that the mini Millennium Falcon that comes in the San Diego Comic-Con Nebulon B is actually perfectly scaled to mine, so I added that in there as well. And lastly, the darker gray section kind of makes an indented pattern with the lighter gray outer layer, and I tried to represent that by having these 4x1 dark bluish gray curve slopes over these modified plates with studs in the center, which, while it's not perfect, it is the best solution I could come up with within the overall scale of the ship, and I do think it actually looks pretty okay. Since this is the display side, it does have more colors, but to round out the overall shape and the profile of the ship, it is more or less mirrored on the other side, just with a little more gray. And for display purposes, shout out to 2Bricks Official. I slightly modified his N1 stand to make it just a little bit taller and have some little teeth in the bottom here to hold it upright just for the purposes of this video. And the Profundity is a little bit too large for me to show you in the video what it looks like, but I'll put a picture of that so you all can see. So this is a pretty fun project, and while I wasn't feeling, I was sick while I was doing this, so I can't say that I'm planning to do any more of my own builds, but this one I am reasonably happy with. And I hope you all enjoyed the build and this video, and I hope to see you back next time.